So in my part of this presentation I will be talking about Entrypark and what we do online to help students to find their way. Of course, applying online can be difficult and it's hard to find your way to the best opportunities for you. So I will be talking a little bit about unexpected opportunities outside of maybe your comfort zone in terms of employers.
So what's important to think about when applying online?
Well, I think it's important to think about companies as strengths and weaknesses and understand them as organizations. Many times a company that might have no problem recruiting a certain role has enormous problems recruiting another. And then it's good to understand that in order to know where to actually focus your talent. And so matching students with the opportunities is made upon soft and hard skills. So it's made upon the soft parts of a company, meaning they're what is called an EVP, employer value propositions, which means basically their core values, and being matchable towards the student's preferences and priorities. So if a student wants a company that engages in creativity and inspiration, and the company has that as its core value, that is what they're known for, obviously that is a match in heaven, and that's where we come in and make them see that match actually exists.
So basically, the social job hunt is using social media to find great career opportunities as well as to build your professional or personal brand online. And the idea is founded on the fact that recruiters are investing and employers are investing a lot of money and time to connect with young job seekers, especially through social media. They want to follow you, they want to take a long-term approach and get to know your personality, your interests, your areas of expertise, the things that you think about. They want to follow you on social media so that when the time comes for them to offer career opportunities, they'll know you. They'll know beyond more than just what school you went to. They're going to know about you and your interests. And so for the job seeker, it's really important to put the best foot forward. So the presentation was really to inform, especially engineers who maybe don't take such an active approach to networking or interpersonal relationships, that online you can really put a really great picture of yourself. What are your skills and abilities? What are your interests? What type of person are you beyond just the school you went to or the field you studied? You're a holistic person with interests and certain values, and companies are looking for that sort of information. So you can use social media at the simplistic level, which is just to find jobs. So you follow company job feeds or Twitter feeds or career pages on Facebook, but you can take it to the next level, which is really writing blogs and publishing content about the things you're interested in so that companies can find you that way and offer you a job, hopefully. There are a lot of success stories where people have found jobs through social media. A lot of the jobs, of course, started off being people who are looking for jobs in social media, but there are engineers, there are technicians, there are all sorts of people who blog about or write about that field, and recruiters have found them. So one success story was a girl who was in university. She wrote a blog, and then she looked up jobs in social media on Twitter, and she found a Twitter feed from Intl, and tweeted back with a link to her LinkedIn profile that was completed and filled in, and she was eventually offered the job. There's another example of a young man who did a project for his computer sciences class for YouTube. He blogged about it, and it got picked up by actually the CEO of YouTube, who saw it on a news aggregator, tweeted to him and offered him the job. So there are people who really didn't fill in any applications, who really didn't do anything, but they had employers or a recruiter in their industry following them for, often it's a long time, and then at one point that recruiter will send them a message saying, you really have great ideas, we need to interview you. Yeah.
I think that online applications are here to stay. They make the life easier for employers. They at this point also make life more difficult for job seekers as compared to applying via email. However, in the long run, this will make a huge difference to how job seekers will find new jobs, because if you have your online application field and out there, it will be searchable by employers. So we are no longer applying for a specific job, but rather for a set of jobs and even for a set of companies. And one way of dealing with the hassle of filling an online application is by having, for example, your CV ready in LinkedIn, because companies are allowing you to simply parse your CV from LinkedIn into their online application systems. So that's an example on how to make this online application easier. There are other examples as to have the files ready in, for example, in PDF format and doc, because most companies need one of these two formats and not other obscure format, and among other things that are important to take into account. But the future is probably going to pass through parsing. Take your information from a universal profile and put into the application system of the company.